Good afternoon all. So today's session we are going to discuss about the heavy metals and their salts. Though all salts have a certain amount of germicidal action, salts of heavy metals have greater action. Silver, copper and mercury salts are used as disinfectants. They are protein coagulants and have the capacity to combine with free sulfhydryl groups of cell enzymes. So we can go through the different types of metallic salts used in disinfectants. Actually, the crust of the earth and ecosphere, it is rich in metals. Due to the great oxidation event which occurred 2.3 to 2.4 billion years back, there was a broad exposure of metal ions to the bacteria. Due to the increase in the oxygen content in atmosphere, various oxidized form of metallic compounds are found and in and around the earth crust. Metals like copper, iron, zinc were used for redox reactions by enzymes. Metals are the vital for the life process, but may be poisonous also at elevated intracellular concentrations. Hence, cells need a balance or homeostasis mechanism to maintain the intracellular concentration. Zinc and copper are closely related by the mechanism of pathogenesis in killing the microorganisms such as eukaryotes, where oxidative stress is used to kill the engulfed microbe. Metals like gold, silver and mercury, they are very toxic at low concentration to the bacteria. Metals were used as antimicrobial agents several years ago. So use of these metals in industries can cause damage to ecological system, whereas its medical use is highly beneficial. Mercury, silver, copper, zinc and arsenic were used to cure infections, whereas antimony and arsenic are used as pesticides, rodenticides, fungicides, growth enhancers, and also they are used for the protozoal infections. Copper salts used for preparing Bordeaux and Burgundy mixture to control the fungal and bacterial diseases in plants and are used as a growth enhancers in animals, whereas zinc salts can be used to cure diarrhea. Now, what do you mean by oligodynamic effect? Carl Wilhelm von Nageli discovered the biocidal nature of heavy metals and it is known as oligodynamic effect. The biocidal nature of heavy metals. Metals can show the biocidal action even though at low concentration. According to this oligodynamic effect, metals bind to thiol or amine moiety of cellular protein and it leads to the deactivation of that and as well as the precipitation of proteins. Because of the high attraction of metal ions by the proteins, it leads to increase in cellular concentrations and cell death. Microbes can develop resistance to this mechanism and this can be mediated. So the resistance which developed by the microorganisms are mediated by plasmids. Plasmids are responsible for microbial resistance. Correspondingly, silver reacts with sulfhydryl groups and forms silver sulfides, which deactivate proteins, enzyme function, alter cell membranes, etc. Copper ions bind to negative charge moiety and deform the cell wall, and it helps in the entry of silver ion inside the cell, which further associate with DNA, RNA, proteins and enzymes, which may lead to cell injury and death. So silver is also used as an antiseptic at lower concentration since 1000 times lower than the toxic concentration to human. So next I am going to discuss different types of heavy metals and their anti bacterial or anti-fungicidal or anti-helminthic or anti-parasitic function. In the case of copper, storing of water in brass vessels have antibacterial application. That is, the container release minimum quantity of copper ions into the water and has the capability of killing 1 million bacteria per ml. And the combination of this copper sulfate and lime also has anti-helminthic and antifungal application. It is also used to kill green algae in ponds, reservoirs to avoid barnacle growth on boat bottoms. They are painted with a paint consisting of copper. So copper is useful for killing green algae. Next is about aluminium. The Burrows solution containing aluminium acetate. It is an astringent and antiseptic. Aluminium salts like aluminium chlorohydrate, aluminium zirconium glycine, these are used as antiperspirant. They form plugs on the surface of the sweat ducts and decrease the perspiration. Now what about antimony? Paints and plastics containing esters of diaryl stibinic acid are used as fungicides and bactericides. Those are antimony compounds. Next about arsenic. Syphilis was treated using arsenic. Also it is used in rat poisons, weed killers and pesticides. A case of murder due to arsenic poisoning. It was mentioned in history. Next about gold. It is used in dental fillings and has bacteriostatic application. Next is bismuth, used as astringent, disinfecting and bacteriostatic agent. Bismuth subgallate in dermal powders has antifungal application. Earlier bismuth was used to treat malaria and syphilis. Now about mercury. The phenyl mercuric borate, an acetate solution, that is 0.07% in aqueous solution. It was used to clean the mucous membrane. Phenyl mercury salts are no longer used now due to the toxicity issue. Dental amalgams, which are used in the fillings of the teeth, they are mercury containing content. So they have a bacteriostatic effect. Mercurials are also active against viruses at a dilution of 1:500 to 1:1000. Mercury chloride, once used as a disinfectant, it is highly toxic and also it is readily inactivated by organic matter. So nowadays this mercury chloride is not used. Merthiolate at a concentration of 1:1000. It is used for the vaccine preservation. Next important heavy metal is silver. Silver and less soluble silver compounds, that is silver chloride. This may interfere in the metabolism of organism at lower concentration, that is 0.01 to 0.1 milligram per liter, and they may function as germicides or bactericides. Atmospheric oxygen imparts bactericidal effect to metallic silver by forming silver oxide. Use of colloidal silver decreases the bactericidal concentrations since it has a higher surface area. Silver vessels used to prevent contamination of drinking water, silver coins or foils were placed on the wounds for recovery. Then another important function is silver sulfadiazine ointment. It is used in the widespread burns. Dispersion containing equal concentration of colloidal silver and dissolved silver ions can be used to purify drinking water at sea. Implant and catheters are incorporated with silver. And also the silver iodide is used in disinfection of surface. Silver impregnated wound dressings. They are also active against antibiotic resistant bacteria. Silver nitrate has wide application as hemostatic, antiseptic and astringent agent. Then silver nitrate used to protect the newborn from gonorrheal neonatal ophthalmia. Use of silver nitrate. Silver had a wide application in our day-to-day life, such as it is used in refrigerator doors, food containers to keep food fresh and to reduce bad odor. So we have finished heavy metals and their salts. Now next is about dyes, which can be used as a disinfectant. Two groups of dyes are used as disinfectants. One is aniline dye, another one is acridine dyes. They are extensively used as skin and wound antiseptics. Both are antiseptic at high dilution but are of low bactericidal activity. Aniline dyes. For example, crystal violet, junction violet, brilliant green and malachite green. These are the examples of aniline dyes. They are more active against gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria, and they have no activity against Mycobacterium tuberculosis. They are non-toxic, non-irritant to the skin. Their activity can be reduced in the presence of organic matter such as pus. They interfere with the synthesis of peptidoglycan component of the cell wall, and also their is due to the reaction of acid groups in the cell. The lethal effects due to the reaction of acid groups in the cell, and they can be used as a selective agents in culture media. For example, in the dye called malachite green, which can be used in the culture media, that is LJ medium. LJ medium is the medium used for culturing Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So in that media, we are adding malachite green. This may act as a selective agent in culture media. Next, about acridine dyes. It includes acriflavine, euflavine, proflavine, and aminacridine. They are affected very little by the presence of organic matter. More active against gram-positive but are not as selective as aniline dyes. They interfere with the synthesis of nucleic acids and proteins in the bacterial cells. So that's all about dyes. So in the next session we can discuss about quaternary ammonium compounds and other important disinfectants. Okay. Thank you all.